factorising is just the reverse process of expanding out. So what we want to do is say, well, what's in common, and can we put factors in a bracket or in two brackets? And for simple factorising, we just have a list of terms in a row. And what we need to ask ourselves is there a number in common for each of the different terms? Do they each have the same number in common? And then we can ask, is there a letter in common? And is there a power of that letter that's in common as well? So let's see a few examples of this. So if we're asked to factorise 10x plus 20, you can see that 10 and 20 share 10 in common. So I'm going to take 10 out as a factor. Now, apart from that, we say, okay, is there anything else that they share? Well, this shares a letter, but this one doesn't. So, no, that's all that they share in common. So I'm now going to open my bracket for the second factor. I'm going to say, well, what do I have to multiply 10x by? 10 by to get 10x? Well, I just multiply it by x. And what do I multiply 10 by to get plus 20, positive 20? Well, plus 2. And so we've factorised that. The first factor is 10. The second factor is x plus 2. And you'll see inside the bracket here, x and 2 have nothing in common. So a bit like in a fraction, when you simplify things as much as you can be fairly confident that this is factorised as far as possible. So second, 4y minus 6. Well, I know that 4 and 6 share a factor of 2. So let's open my brackets. What do I multiply 2 by to get 4y? Well, I multiply it by 2y. What do I multiply 2 by to get minus 6? Well, here I multiply 2 by minus 3. So the first factor is 2. The second factor is 2y minus 3. And again, 2y and minus 3 don't have anything in common. So I'm pretty happy that that is factorised as much as possible. The third example, 18x plus 12y. Well, I know that 18 and 12 share a factor of 6. X and y are different letters, so they don't share anything else other than the factor of 6. So let's open my bracket for the second factor. What do I multiply 6 by to get 18x? Well, 3x. And what do I multiply 6 by to get plus 12y? Well, positive 2y. And again, inside our bracket, inside this factor, 3x and 2y, they don't share anything, so I'm happy enough that that's the case. It also works with 3 terms. There's no squared terms here, nothing here, no letters in common, but they do, 10, 12 and 14 do share a factor of 2. So I'm going to take that out and just make a slightly longer bracket here. So 2 multiplies by 5x to get the first factor, 10x. To get minus 12y, I need to multiply 2 by minus 6y. And to get positive 14z, I need to multiply 2 by 7z. So our first factor is 2, and this is our second factor. And again, 5x, 6y, 7z, they don't share anything else that we can take out. So we've factorised all these completely. So that was when there was a number in common. But what if there's a letter as well in common? So let's look at this first one. 6a squared minus 15ab. I think, okay, well, first of all, 6 and 15, they share a factor of 3. But then when I look at the letters a squared and ab, look, they both have an a term in here. So as well as 3, I'm going to take out a factor of a. Now, they don't share anything else. There's no b's in common there. So I'm going to open up my bracket. So the first factor is 3a. And we need to work out what this second factor is. Now, what do we multiply 3a by to get 6a squared? Well, I multiply 3 by 2 to get 6. And I multiply a by a to get a squared. What do we multiply 3a by to get minus 15ab? Well, I multiply 3 by minus 5 to get minus 15. The a term is fine, but I need to multiply it by b as well. And again, you see, there's nothing in common in 2a and minus 5b share nothing in common. So I'm quite happy that I've factorised that completely. The second one, 12pq plus 8p. Well, 12 and 8 share a factor of 4. And you'll see that there's a letter p in both these terms. And that's it. There's nothing else in common. So now we think, right, what do we multiply 4p by to get 12pq? Well, 4 times 3 is 12. The p is sorted, but we still need to multiply it by a q. And what do we multiply 4p by to get 8p, positive 8p? Well, just by 2. That's it. In this third one, both terms here, 5 and 20, share a factor of 5. They both have a letter A in it, but look, they also both have a letter B in it. So I'm going to take out a factor of 5ab. Now, to get the first term, 5ab times what gives me 5a squared? Well, 5 we're okay. The b term we're okay. What do we multiply a by to get a squared? Well, simply a. And then to get 20ab, well, the a's and b's are sorted, so we just need to multiply 5 by 4 there. So 4 times 5ab gives me 20ab. And so we've factorised this. And again, we can do it with 3 terms. So what do you, 36, 12, and minus 6 here? Well, 6. But if you look carefully, each of these terms has an x, a y, and a z in it. So that's my first factor. Now, what do I multiply 6x, y, z to get 36x squared y, z? Well, 6 times 6 is 36. I need to multiply x by x to get the x squared. And the yz terms are fine. They're sorted. In the second term, 12xy squared z. Well, look, we've got a z, x and a z already. So we just need to sort the number and the y squared. So 6 times 2 gives me 12. And then to get a y squared, I need y times y. And this last one, well, this time it's a minus 6. We multiply by minus 1. The x and the y are sorted, but we still need to multiply through by a z to get the z squared term. And finally, sometimes we need to think, is there a larger power of letter that's in common? So this first one here, you can see they don't have a number in common, but they do share an a term. And more than that, they share an a cubed. A cubed is the biggest power of a that goes into both of those terms. So let's open our brackets. What do we multiply a cubed by to get a to the power of 4? Well, it's simply another power of a. And what do we multiply a cubed by to get 3a cubed? Well, just by 3. Same sort of thing here. Let's look and do it in the same order as we've done numbers, letters, powers of letters. So numbers wise, 18 and 9, well, they share 9. Letters wise, well, we've got x and we've got y. And you'll notice for the x terms, we've got an x cubed and an x squared. The biggest power that they both share is x squared. For y's, we've got a y squared, but this term is just a single y. So we can't take out any more than just a single y. So 9x squared y is the first factor. Now, what do we multiply this by to get the first term? Well, 9 times 2 gives me 18. X squared times x gives me x cubed, and the y term is sorted. So I want to put in here 2x. To get the last term, the second term, I need to multiply by minus so that I get minus 9. The x squared term is sorted, but I need to multiply y by y to get y squared. So y times y gives me the y squared. And again, you'll notice what's inside the bracket each time can't be factorised any further. So we've factorised it completely.